An earthquake's out to a girl's guitar, that's just another good vibration. And tidal waves couldn't save the world from Californication. Hey, our surgeon very well, the bravest started raging. Sicker than the rest, there is no test, but this is what you're craving. Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication.
Well, the time has come. I hope that you're ready. Time to get moving. Everybody rock steady. It's time. Now it's time. Get on the ball. Get on the right track. No time to lose. There's no looking back. It's time. I said it's time. Hey, now, what you gonna do if that passes you by? You get left alone and wonder why. The time is now, no hesitating. You got the green light, tell me why are you waiting? It's time. I said it's time. for talking. If you can't hitch a ride, you better start walking. It's time. I said it's time. Oh, get on the ball. Get on the right track. No time to lose. No looking back. It's time. Ooh, I said it's time. 2, 3, 4. Lord, Lord, what you gonna do if that passes you by? You get left alone. You wonder why. Well, the time is now. No hesitating. You got the green light. Who are you in this time? I said it's time. Talk to me, boys. I like it. I like it. Hey, hey, hey. Lord, Lord, what you gonna do if that passes you by? You get left alone, you wonder why. I said the clock is ticking, there's no time for talking. If you can't hitch a ride, you better start walking. It's time. He knows it's time. It's time, man. Time has come, hope you're ready. Time to get moving, everybody rock steady. It's time. Oh, it's time. Get on the ball, get on the right track. No time to lose, no looking back. It's time. I say, yeah, it's time. Yeah, now, what you gonna do if that passes you by? You get left alone, you wonder why. The time has come, I hope you're ready. Time to get moving, everybody rock steady. It's time. Groovy time. I mean it's time. It's time. I said it's time. I mean it's time. Whip it. Yeah.
All right, it is that time once again for the Michael J. Steele for Senate Show. Welcome everybody to the program. Glad you're here. Glad you guys are in the audience, in the studio. Good things happened today. I got on KFGO 790 finally. They didn't cancel on me twice. Joel Heitkamp got me on. Heidi Heitkamp, the former United States Senator, first female senator of North Dakota, Heidi. She did one term in the Senate, lost to Kevin Kramer, but her brother runs a radio program here that goes throughout North Dakota. I finally got on his show. Canceled on me twice. This time I got on during prime time, 9:30, and his show goes from 9 till 11 o'clock, so that was good. So, yeah, it was a good show. So I'm on KFGO radio, so that turned out nice. Excuse me. That got some airtime throughout the state of North Dakota, so I'm in a good mood today. So that turned out great. I hope everybody else is having a decent day out there. Good night. This show is being brought to you by our sponsor, Bernadette Hoven from Bismarck, North Dakota. Thank you again, Bernadette. And from our other sponsor, Cynthia Warnham-Tilson from Ohio. Thank you, Cynthia. She donated $500 also back in September 26th of last year. And our good friend Joey from Romantics Adult Sex Toys in Fargo donated $50. And, you know, we've been getting $2 and $3 donations to the program here the last 8 months of the show. Well, not the last 8 months of the show, last 8 months of the campaign here going on right now. I've been doing this over 4 years. Right now, there's 5 candidates now. This guy named Andrew Verville, who's a historian and a journalist, just got in. I guess he sends a lot of his stuff to newspapers and colleges and stuff like that. Nobody's really seen him. I don't know what he looks like. He just announced here a couple days ago. So there's five of us now in this race. For 4 years, it was me, the incumbent United States Senator John Hoeven. So now there's 5 of us in the race. It's getting crazy, folks. Really nuts. And I'm glad my listeners are sticking around. The good, loyal people here. Shannon, my chief of staff, is here. Thank you, Shannon. And I got my staff out in D.C. They're doing a great job. Also, they wrote some good articles. They got a lady did a thing. Caroline did a good article on me, too. And wrote a good article about my life, which was really nice, too. And that's, you can see that article at, if you go to this website here, that's actually, they've endorsed me. It's a smallbusinessparty.org. You could read a really nice article that Carolyn wrote for me, wrote about me. She did some research, so you can check me out there, too. They've endorsed me more than the Democratic Nonpartisan League did in North Dakota here. Now I call them the Partisan League. They're acting very partisan, but things are getting straightened out here. We're straightening it out. We're going to do our up-to-date weather here in Fargo. I do this as a service for the North Dakota people that are traveling. Right now we got a heat wave going on here. It's actually, it sucks. Usually in March about this time it's 50, 60 degrees. Right now it's 25 degrees in Fargo. 13-mile-per-hour wind, and with the wind chill, it's 13 degrees. It's 73% humidity. It's clear on the interstate, 10-mile visibility. Barometric pressure is 30.07 inches and steady. Dew point 17 degrees. It's 8:19 Central Standard Time, Monday, March 7th, 2022, here in Fargo, North Dakota. And we have a special weather statement until Tuesday, 3:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, whatever the hell the statement is. And let's see, I don't really see a statement, but it just says special weather statement until Tuesday, 3:30 a.m. I think, well, people are talking we might get a blizzard is what I'm hearing. So might get some snow and a terrible blizzard again. I mean, this is insane, folks, here. 3 months of this crap. It's not getting any better. It's not going away. You know, usually it's 50 degrees, the snow is melt, 60 degrees, and here we are in March, and it still sucks here. We'll go on and do the news real quick, then we can open up the phone lines. Right now, U.S. lawmakers seek permanent ban on illicit types of fentanyl. Washington, a bipartisan trio of U.S. congressmen today unveiled new legislation that would permanently ban illicit versions of fentanyl, the powerful synthetic painkiller that has helped fuel the nation's opioid epidemic and death toll. The proposed bill, introduced by Democrat Chris Pappas and Republican Dan Newhouse and Ted Budd, comes days before a temporary ban on chemical copycats of fentanyl known as analogs expires on Friday. We must do more to confront the opiate crisis, stop the trafficking of fentanyl and its analogs, and support our neighbors suffering from substance use disorder, Pappas said in a statement. For years, the Justice Department's Drug Enforcement Agency has been trying to crack down on proliferation of chemical lookalikes of fentanyl, which are often manufactured in China and shipped into the United States from Mexico. Fentanyl is 100 times more potent than morphine. It's classified as a Schedule II drug, meaning it's highly addictive, but has medicinal purpose, typically to treat intense cancer pain. But chemists largely based in China have created numerous slightly altered versions of the drug, which along with actual fentanyl have flooded U.S. streets and contributed to 500,000 U.S. opiate overdose deaths in the last 2 decades. To combat these illicit versions, the DEA previously clamped down by individually placing each illicit new fentanyl analog into Schedule I, the same legal category for drugs like heroin, which are deemed to be highly addictive with no medical use. In 2018, the DEA came up with a new approach using its emergency powers to schedule all copycat illicit versions of fentanyl broadly into Schedule 1 as a single class, effectively banning them. That authority has remained in place thanks to repeated temporary extensions from Congress, which is yet to act on a long-term solution over concerns that a permanent ban could stifle scientific research into fentanyl analogs. The new legislation introduced today is not expected to pass before the DEA's temporary emergency scheduling of fentanyl analogs expires. However, Pappas told Reuters that lawmakers are looking into another temporary extension as part of a broader spending bill until a permanent solution is reached. So they don't know what the hell they're doing. Permanent solution, this stuff's killing people. It's killing people everywhere. It's killing little kids. A 13-year-old kid in high school, I covered it on this show right here a couple months ago. And shit, he had 200 bags of that crap in his bedroom. His parents don't even know where he got it, but he died right in his high school, with a 13-year-old kid. Stuff's killing kids, A dozen more U.S. Capitol Police officers were injured on January 6th than previously known. Roughly 114 U.S. police officers reported injuries as a result of the Capitol January 6th attack, a government watchdog said in a new report today, well above the previously widely reported estimate of around 80 injured officers. The Government Accountability Office surveyed officer responded to the riot. The report says roughly 1,782 officers employed by the Capitol Police between June and September 2021. Around 315 responded, the largest response group of any investigation thus far into the department. The Capitol Police Inspector General reported reaching out to around 86 officers, with only 36 responding. The report also notes 150 Capitol Police officers reported using force 293 times during the day. Some officers responded, told the GAO, Government Accountability Office, they had hesitated to use force because they where the department wouldn't support their decision, and that a perceived concern about optics by members of Congress influenced decision-making. Of these, 57 respondents indicated they felt that the leadership culture of the Capitol Police generally discouraged them from using force, or that officers were hesitant to use force because of fear of disciplinary actions. Several respondents stated the concern with optics was related to leadership's perception of the desires of members of Congress. The report adds that when Capitol Police reviewed the GAO findings in October 2021, the department said it neither encourages or discourages the use of force, and that disciplinary action for use of force cases had been historically rare. So I don't know, it sounds like they better figure out what they're doing. That same thing like in where I live in Fargo, 35 officers walked off the job last year. And where I live, and we got a pretty well-paid police department here and a pretty big police force, and they get brand new police cars every 2-3 years. And, they got to figure it out and see why the morale's down in these police departments, and people have asked me questions on this show. I think we should demilitarize the police departments throughout the country, but I don't think we should cut their funding, because we have a National Guard that, we've been doing this for years. We call in the Guard. If we need backup, the police or whatever, the governor usually calls in the Guard. We don't need a militarized police department. That's against the Constitution. If you read it, the military's not supposed to come in and attack civilians, unless there's a posse comitatus or, we're at war or something like that. But other than that, we don't need a militarized police department here in the United States. That's just totally insane, I think. But we have it, Traveling companion of Capitol riot defendant details talk of dragging Pelosi from the building. A former Texas militia member who drove to Washington to join the pro-Trump protests on January 6, 2021, testified that he and his traveling companion, the first person to face trial over the storming of the Capitol, talked about violently pulling Speaker Nancy Pelosi from the building. We said she needs to be dragged out by her ankles and her feet, said Rocky Hardy, a member of the Texas 3 Percenters, testified as he detailed his interaction with defendant Guy Reffitt, a fellow member of the militia. I made a joke that I imagined her head going down the stairs going boom, 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 boom. But Hardy told jurors that banner was just in jest, and they didn't think Reffitt or anyone else would get near the lawmakers that day, given the prospect of intense security. I didn't think he or anybody was going to get close to the Capitol. I thought that was very impossible, said Hardy. I just never took it seriously. I didn't think it was something that anybody was going to act on, continued Hardy, who testified under a grant of immunity that precludes his testimony from being used to charge him. I had no concept before I went to the D.C. that there would be anything other than people standing around listening to the president and going and standing around the Capitol. It seems like we were joking around. I considered it a hyperbole. Whether Reffitt regarded the talk of targeting corrupt politicians merely as idle chatter is less clear. He became one of the earliest members of the pro-Trump crowd to cross police lines and approach the foot of the Capitol, where he confronted police seeking to stop his advance. Police repeatedly pelted Reffitt with pepper balls and other projectiles, eventually dousing him with bear spray. He never entered the Capitol, but can be seen on video appearing to egg on the horde of President Donald Trump supporters to storm the Capitol doors. Reffitt is charged with 5 felonies, including attempting to obstruct Congress, January 6th meeting to finalize the 2020 presidential election, a charge that carries a 20-year maximum sentence. He also is charged with transporting a firearm into D.C. and bringing it onto Capitol grounds. Jurors were shown video this week of Reffitt squaring off with Capitol police officers on the steps of the Capitol alongside the stage that was set up for Joe Biden's inauguration. Hardy said the pair agreed to take their handguns and semi-automatic rifles into Washington, even though they knew they were breaking the law because they didn't have permits for them. We agreed on that one concept, he said. We said, okay, we're willing to take that risk. We felt like nobody would ever know, no one would ever get hurt. We'd be in, we'd be out, and everybody would go on with their lives. Hardy said he and Reffitt decided to bring the weapons to D.C. to defend themselves or others from Antifa or other left-wing activists. The specter of the threat from counter-protesters had been ubiquitous defense for many of the January 6 defendants who wielded weapons or other gear meant for physical confrontation. Hardy said those kinds of worries drew him to the 3 Percenters militia and led him to the meet. Reffitt, who was in charge of vetting new members during this summer, they had a lot of riots, and the news media that I would watch on YouTube showed a lot of Antifa burning this down, destroying things, breaking windows. Hardy said, I started looking around for some group of people that was like-minded, that if I got in trouble, I could pick up the phone and say, hey, I need some help. Hardy claimed he did this on his own vetting of the group. I asked if they were racist. They said no. I said, are you like a white supremacist group? They said no. I said, do you hate the government? They said no. While Hardy is cooperating with the government now, he also made clear he continues to maintain many of the beliefs he contends animated him. And Reffitt on January 6th, he said he believed then that the presidential election was stolen and continues to believe that to this day. He said, my perception that the election was stolen is very, very significant as kind of a catastrophic event for our country, he said. Hardy's testimony was the exclamation point for prosecutors on the third day of testimony against Reffitt, a day after Reffitt's son, Jackson, testified about his own concern about his father's radicalization. Jackson Ruffett told jurors about his decision to report his dad to the FBI 2 weeks before January 6th and to surreptitiously record him after his return. Upon his return home, according to the recordings made by Jackson Ruffett, his father bragged about his encounters with police, calling one of them Capitol Police officers, Shani Kirchhoff, cute for attempting to stop his advance and saying he was proud of her. Kirchhoff testified Wednesday about her fear of Ruffett, led a large crowd to the foot of the Capitol. Video and testimony from Kirchhoff indicated Ruffett refused multiple commands to leave the area and pressed forward, even amid a barrage of pepper balls, stopping only after he was pepper sprayed in the face. Prosecutors are nearing the end of the case, an important and crucial test as they prepare for dozens of subsequent trials against many of the nearly 800 people charged with breaching the Capitol. Those charged are facing crimes ranging from seditious conspiracy, obstruction, and police assault to misdemeanor trespassing and picketing in a restricted area. And the Justice Department has called the investigation the most complex in U.S. history. Prosecutors are likely to rest their case on Monday after they call one more FBI agent, 2 Capitol Police officers, and another member of Ruffett's family. His daughter Peyton and Ruffett will have a chance to present a defense beyond the relatively perfunctory cross-examination his attorney has conducted thus far, but his attorney William Welch indicated Friday that he may not call any witnesses at all, sending the case immediately to closing arguments and jury deliberations. Judge Dabney Friedrich, who at times expressed exacerbation with the pace of the prosecutor's presentation of evidence, said it's possible the trial could go on to the jury by Monday or Tuesday next week. Earlier in the day, jurors were given a crash course on the significance of January 6th session, a constitutionality and legal required meeting of Congress to count electoral votes. The final step in presidential electoral process. Daniel Schwager, top aide in the Senate on January 6, 2021, explained the intricacies of the session to the jury, part of prosecutors' effort to show that Ruffett's actions contributed to the disruption of a solemn and constitutionally mandatory event. But the more salient and searing part of Schwager's testimony was the description of the alarm that swept through the Senate as Capitol Police and Secret Service began evacuating senators and Vice President Mike Pence from the chamber. From the moment I was told that protesters had breached the Capitol, I was in a state of alarm. We were in a grave situation at that point, Schwager said, adding that he observed a police officer with an orange sash and a long gun positioned in the middle of the Senate chamber. Schwager was followed by Secret Service Special Agent Paul Wade, who was part of Pence's protective detail on January 6, specifically detailed to his wife Karen and his daughter Charlotte. Wade walked jurors through a detailed timeline of Pence's departure from the Senate chamber, accompanied by surveillance video of agents escorting Pence to a secure location amid the breach of the building. The information received led us to believe there was imminent threat as people were breaching the building at that time, so the decision was made that the vice president should be relocated. Wade also noted the agency decided to move Pence's motorcade away from the east front of the Capitol, a decision he said was driven by the swelling crowd approaching the Capitol. People were breaching the bike racks, getting into the plaza. Jurors were then shown surveillance footage of Pence's motorcade relocating. Okay, well, that's kind of what that's all about. Here's something that I found. One last story, and then we'll open up the phone lines. I can't believe this. After all this time, Congress passes the Emmett Till bill to make lynching a hate crime. Well, I'll be damned. You think they'd have done this, a long time ago? Congress gave final approval today to legislation for the first time would make lynching a federal hate crime in the United States. sending the bill to President Biden to sign into law. Years in the making, the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act is among 200 bills that have been introduced over the past century that have tried to ban lynching in America. It is named for the black teenager whose brutal killing in Mississippi in 1955 and his mother's insistence on an open funeral casket to show the world what had been done to her child become a pivotal movement in the civil rights era. After more than 200 failed attempts to outlaw lynching, Congress is finally succeeding and taking a long overdue action by passing the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act, said Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer today. So they finally got a anti-lynching hate crime bill. I can't believe after all this time they finally got it done, but they did it today. So that's good news. But they should have done it, I'll tell you what, a long time ago, people. Right now, the phone lines are open. If anybody wants to call in, give me a call. You can call in. We got a lot. We got about an hour and 20 minutes to chat or whatever. If anybody wants to call in, I got one more story right now if nobody wants to call in right now. Yeah, I think it went pretty good, Joel, he said, I don't want to get personal with you, but he did get personal a little bit, that's just Joel, but I don't know, could have been better, could have been worse, it was all right, it wasn't the greatest, but I think it went pretty good. I got some stuff straightened out, but I don't know, it was on, I don't know, listen to it, it's on KFGO 790. Will S, you can listen to it, if you want to. Go ahead. Joel interviewed me after, that was my third shot at it. I guess third's a charm. He had canceled twice, so today we got it on there. I got to do the radio show. I did it on prime time on News and Views too. It was on at 9:35. We started it right on the nose, just like they said they'd do. So that worked out good. He got me on there, But Joel, I sent him an email and a couple days ago, and I guess, he read it. He was being fair. Joel tries to be fair. That's one thing I've always liked about him. And I told him, I don't know what kind of gossip you're hearing. He was hearing some gossip about me, and sometimes Joel, he'll believe the gossip. I've caught him before a couple times on the show over the years. I said, Joel, here's the truth. And I read an article to him, and then I had to straighten him out. I said, Joel, don't believe the gossip. Here's the truth on an article. And then I gave him the truth. Then, sometimes people believe what someone will tell them, gossip. And you got to straighten them out, And people just have a tendency. Some people just believe what they hear instead of hearing both sides of the story, So, we got it straightened out, though. Did your campaign staff do it with you? Yeah, they were sitting there listening. They listened on the line, and if something was bogus or bullshit, they were going to jump in. But I handled it. It went good. Joe was, I don't know. He brought up a couple things maybe he shouldn't have, but it was okay. It went decent enough, so he brought up something on some of that crap on the form, but I did good. I thought I did good, I just said, the Fargo Forum, one night of drinking isn't going to define my whole career when I was 24 years ago, One DUI that I had when I was a young man is not going to define me as a person when you got people in Washington, D.C. that have been stealing your tax dollars. And, you got the best crooks in the world in D.C. They haven't been caught yet. And they got a lot of money to pay off lawyers and pay and bribe people. I don't have that, so. But one mistake, one day out of my life for one DUI doesn't define me. And I haven't drank, in 10 years, so. And I don't even have the urge to drink. I don't need to drink. I did enough of that when I was younger, so I'm doing just fine right now. Yeah, or like crackhead Marion Barry, who they actually brought him back. I don't know how many times, even after they knew he was a crackhead, And then there was Chip Wadena in North Dakota. He was a tribal leader in North Dakota, and he brought a lot of money and a lot of good things to the Native Americans in North Dakota, Chip Wadena, but supposedly he had a bad rap. They'd always give him this tribal leader in these tribes, and I don't know, for stealing money or something, but then they'd get these new tribal chairmen, these tribal leaders, and they wouldn't do shit for the tribes. And then they'd bring Chip Wadena back in, and he'd make them a bunch of money again. They didn't even give a shit that he stole from, because he'd make them a ton of money. You know, they liked Chip Wadena, and they'd always keep bringing Chip back. You know, even though they'd catch him in like a little conspiracy or something. You know, it was just hilarious. You know, Chip was, even though he stole a little bit of money, he'd do better for the tribes. You know, than these other chairmen wouldn't do shit for him. So it's just like that Marion Barry, they brought him back I don't know how many times, crackhead Barry, you know. So sometimes I guess the people are paying attention, you know, who does the most good or something like that. But yeah, even George W. Bush has his run-ins with the law. He got drunk and stole the Christmas tree. Yeah, and his wife got drunk and killed her boyfriend, you know. She had a DUI and killed somebody. She killed her first fiance, ran him over and killed him. So, you know, and then I was telling them too, they were talking about the naked girls on my Twitter feed, you know, that I have no control over. And Henry Kissinger, Donald Trump he was in the Playboy Mansion with Hugh Hefner 35 times. I looked into that. Jimmy Carter was at the Playboy Mansion. You know, many senators over the years and congressmen were at the Playboy Mansion, you know. So, you know, I mean, so whoop-de-doo. I had girls that come to my Twitter site and post naked photos on there, whatever. That's what happens when you become a rock star, I guess. So nothing I can do about it. Will said, I looked at your Twitter last night after your show. I think I saw what the stuff is about. You recently responded to them by saying things like nice jugs. Really? I don't remember saying that. You got to remember, Will, as there are some clones out there. My Facebook page and my Twitter pages have been cloned recently too, I found out. And I've had to take some of them sites down and complain. So got to remember that too. I've had friends tell me, your sites have been cloned. You know, they can actually clone your pages, very simple. And I told them, well, report them when you find them. And they've cloned my pages, report them. If they're not me and you know it's not me, you know, just clone them. So just go ahead and, you know, because they can clone them. They copy everything you got on there and they clone them. I've had my Facebook site cloned, you know, and you know what they did on my 5,000 friends on my Facebook page, my real one now, they put a virus in it, and this was the third time. I lost it again now. I can't even get onto my Facebook page with 5,000 friends because they put a virus on it, and if I go to it, I can't even access it now. I've lost money on that again. So, I mean, I've been cloned. I've been in my Facebook page now last week. I go to it, and I got a virus and everything, you know, and it's like you go to that page, it says this page has a virus on it and everything, because I had to report my own page. Now my own Facebook page is shut down now. So, I mean, I'm getting attacked, you know, but it's probably because I'm telling the truth, you know, because I'm about this oil deal, you know, what's going on but I'm not the only one. You know, these journalists are breaking the story that they're investing our legacy fund money over in Russia and China and 89 other countries. I'm just saying, hey, let's invest the money here. Why do we have Texans coming in North Dakota when we got plenty of people here that are looking for work that are just as capable, that want to work? If we could spend billions of dollars over in China and Russia and 89 other countries and not a penny in North Dakota, let's spend it here. Let's spend the money here and put our people to work and keep the profits here, you know. Keep the lion's share here. That's what happens. And that's what happened in North Dakota for years. And then you got Byron Dorgan here, and he wound up stopping that crap. And now that we're under Republican rule here for all these years again, and Byron's retired, they're up to their old tricks again, where all the money from North Dakota goes out of the state again. You know, everything's getting stole. Yeah, I don't think I'd have been that dumb to say nice jug, so that's probably someone else. That's probably a clone. You know, somebody had cloned me. February 19th, no, I wasn't even on my, I haven't even been on my Twitter pages, and you know, in months. So that's somebody must have did it or cloned me or something's going on there. Yeah, I haven't even been on my Twitter. I haven't had time to even go on my Twitter. The only page I go on is my Facebook page, but I can't even get on that now because, wow, that's not me. See, there's somebody else. Somebody else has created a clone of my page. Yeah. No, that ain't me. Your posts, your show there every day, and your Etsy items. Well, when they clone you, they can put your stuff on there. They clone you. They carbon clone your page. It's called a clone. They make they steal your page. They can clone it. I don't know if I mean, how can I be any clearer? Shannon knows what a clone is. You know, Shannon. They definitely can do that. It's called the clone. You know, they can put everything on there. They make it look just like yours. No, they could copycat it. They can put your links on there, your photos, everything. It's cloning. You can do that. You can pretend you're a woman on Facebook. You can pretend you're a woman on whatever. You can clone somebody. You just build it identical. You cut and paste everything on there, and you clone it. You know, and if you're sophisticated and you got the money John Hoven's got, or you're a political enemy, you can pay somebody to do this stuff. You know, and I don't even know how they're doing this because these Twitter pages are supposed to be taken down. They're not even supposed to be there. So I don't even know how you're seeing it. So these must be cloned sites for you to see what you're saying, or somebody else is cloning them. You know, these pages are supposed to be down. They're not even supposed to be up anymore. I called Twitter after all this stuff that I've been getting from the forum, and they were supposed to be taken down. So I have no idea how this stuff is even up there. I'm a web designer. I know what they can do. Yeah, they can do all that. They can clone you. I've been doing stuff since 1992. I've been doing web design and computer stuff too. I've built websites and that, and Shannon too. So they clone you. They can do anything. You give someone enough money, they can clone and make anything, just like counterfeit money. But these Twitter pages of mine are supposed to be taken down. And those other ones were taken down months ago, and I don't even know why they're still up. They're probably clones because I can't take them down because they're not my property. If I can't take them down, that means they don't belong to me, these sites. So, yeah, pretty crazy what they're putting on there. They're just cloning me, but that's okay. Let them clone it. I don't care. They can do that. I've been cloned before. I've had my Facebook sites cloned and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, they can do it with skills. They can do it really quick. They just clone it. And, but I mean, it's so hard for these social media people to take care of these sites because they got billions and billions of sites to, you know, try to man, and they can't do it. They can't control every site and everything on there. You know, it's like on my Etsy site, I couldn't sell a baby buggy. They caught me and said, we don't allow baby buggies. And I said, well, I was at an auction and I bought a baby buggy to sell in my antique store because I seen this baby buggy on an Etsy page, and that's why I bought it. And they said, well, we don't allow baby buggies on our site. I said, well, you got 20,000 of them, and you got the one I bought because I bought it at an auction. And I said, the only reason I got it at this auction is because you got them on your site. You got them on Etsy. And the guy picked on me. He said, well, we got to take it down. You got to take it down. We don't allow baby buggies. And I said, oh, okay, you don't allow baby buggies on Etsy, fine. But you better tell the other 20,000 people to take theirs down, because that's bullshit. And they made me take mine down, and I bet you if you go there now, they're going to have 20,000 baby buggies on there, and that's what they do. So that's just how they are. Your Podbeam account was hacked? Holy crap. Yeah, they can hack you too. They can get in there, hack you, and they can write shit in there. And people do it at libraries. If you don't sign out, you go to a library or McDonald's or any public computer place and you don't log out of your thing, someone comes behind you. And I've done that. I've logged people out. I'm a nice guy. I've went into like a library and somebody didn't log out, and there they are. There's their whole Twitter or their Facebook. I could get in there and ruin their life, but I've actually logged them out. And even at coffee shops, I've logged them out because their friend shows up, they get in a hurry, they just walk away, and they leave they didn't log out of they don't log out. And you could ruin them if you want because you're in their system, but I've always been a nice guy, and I log them out. And that could happen too, They can get in your computer. They could really mess you up bad, So, yeah, they can screw you up. Well, Will, I don't know what to tell you. They can clone anything. They can clone your site. They copy everything on there. And they could say, oh, it was started in 2014 or whatever. They can do that. They can say it was started in 2010. They copy everything and that they clone it. They do a cloning. It's called clone. They got software that can clone your whole Twitter, your whole Facebook. It goes in, it captures it, and clones it. I don't know what else to tell you. Evidently, you don't know enough about computers to know what a clone is. So you can go on and talk about it as much as you want, because I really don't give a shit what you find there, and I don't really care. Like I say, a lot of our celebrities, our leaders, and a lot of our married men have gone into the Hugh Hefner mansion, and there's some freaky kadiki stuff going on at the Hefner mansion, Well, they can do what they want, so I don't know. And you're saying they've been doing it all the way up into, you said February 19th. So I try to go in there and investigate. I can't find none of this stuff. So I'll have to go in there and look, and I can't find what you're talking about. So I'll have to check it out. Somebody's messing with me. But like I say, people recently have hacked into my Facebook. They've cloned my Facebook. So there's something going on. So they've been doing it for years. Yeah, well, they do it. They got people don't like me. I got enemies, There's some sicko bastards out there. I got friends that are sick bastards that'll do it. They think it's funny. I got people think it's funny, That's what people do. Some of your friends will do that as a joke, Some of my friends think that kind of stuff's funny. You're probably one of my friends because you won't come on the show and talk to me. You're probably the one that's hacking into my account, Will S. or Far Guy. Will S. or Far Guy is probably one of the guys that's hacking me. It's probably you. You're probably the one that's doing it. For sure, 9 years now. Ooh. So this guy's been tailing me, this Will S., for 9 years. You're probably the guy that's been doing all this stuff to me then. This Will S. is probably the guy that's been jacking with me, Shannon. Because he sure knows a lot about my Twitter and everything. He's probably the one that's been jacking with me. Yeah, he's probably the one, Shannon, because I can't find it. When I go into my Twitter, I don't even know how they find all this stuff about me. I'm going to go look now and see. Because these Twitter sites were all supposed to be taken down. I don't even know how he's finding it. But unless these are more cloned ones. But I don't really care. You're probably the one that's the hacker, Will S. You are that Far Guy. Let's see here. Okay, I'm looking now. Okay, they got, well, that ain't even me. They got a Michael J. Steele here, and it's an African-American guy. I'm not African-American. That's not me. Let's see who this guy is here now. Let's see. There's me now. Okay, there's me. I'm looking at it now. I don't see any pornography or anything on here. I'm looking now. I don't see nothing on here. I'm looking right now. Let's see media. Let's see here. Tweets and replies. Yeah, I'm looking at the one you're mentioning. I don't see anything on here. I don't see no fat girls or naked ladies, or I'm looking right at it. I'm looking at it right now, the exact email you gave me. Will S. I'm looking at it right now. Huh, I don't see nothing. Go to it, Shannon, and look. I don't see anything on there that he's talking about. Huh, I see nothing. I'm looking right now. I don't see anything on there. I'm trying to see what he's talking about. I just see a lot of my this show being put on there, and I'm going down the line. I'm going to go. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's making this a pretty boring show right now, I guess, because I can't find anything that he's talking about, and I'm actually at the address. Hey, yeah, come on in, Shannon.
Hey, honey, how you doing,
Pretty
sweetheart?
good. Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Okay, I'd like to change the
Sure.
subject. We're going on and on
Yeah.
about this because I know it's a hack and you know it's a
Yeah.
hack, so
Wasting.
I don't know why he gives a
We're
damn.
we're
So,
wasting a lot of time here. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So, Marcos, why don't you come up here too, sweetheart?
yeah, Marcos.
And Will, if you got something to say, why don't you call in? Let's hear your voice.
Yeah, I want to hear Will. I probably know the guy. I'm sure I do. Yeah.
Well, I guessed his last name. I asked him if his last name was Smith, and he said yes. How could I guess
Will
somebody's
Smith.
name last just like that?
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
He's shy. Yeah. You don't sound too shy when you're
shy.
chatting. Come on up here, Marcus.
Yeah.
Come on, Marcos. Come up here, baby.
Yeah. Come on there, Willie Billy. So anyway, what's going on in the world there, Shannon?
Oh, I'm working on your stuff today,
Oh, nice.
and it'll be another couple of days.
Great.
Yeah, it's what I can do to contribute to your campaign.
Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
I'm going to do what I
I
can.
appreciate it. Yeah, things are going
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Awesome.
I wish I'm going to make you a poster, flyers, a button,
Wow.
shirt, a coffee mug.
Oh, wow. How much I owe you? How much
Mhm.
do I got to send you?
Well, it's you just have to you'd have to get it printed out at cost,
Okay.
so we can get that done really easy, and you can just do it as you
Oh,
go.
sure.
So I wish I was up there. I'd be passing that stuff
Yeah,
out.
I got some stuff I pass out right now. Yeah, when I go to West Acres and that, when I go door to door.
I'd like to take a look at it if you don't mind. Can you send me like not a screenshot, but just a picture of what you got?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff I've been making over 4 years. Yeah, I can send you stuff. I got different outfits.
Well, I just want to see what kind of style you like, So
Yeah.
that's the only reason I'd want to do
Sure.
that.
Yeah, I got different organizations.
Sharon, Mike, good, Michael, good night. Today it's not my day. I'm facing some troubles here,
Oh, no.
and if you guys don't bother, I would like to watch the show,
Okay, you're facing some
to hear the show.
some trouble there. What's going on, Marcos? What's going on?
No, nothing. Life and death. situation,
Oh,
but
shit.
today is not my
Oh,
day.
no. Oh, no. That's not good. You got to get out of there.
But,
You got to get out of there.
if you guys don't bother, I would like to just hear you guys talk.
Oh, okay. All right, Marcos. You take it easy and try to stay safe, all right? You be safe.
Thank
All right.
you,
All right.
thank you,
Yeah,
thank
take
you,
it easy.
thank you, Shannon.
Yeah, okay. All right. Keep in
Okay.
touch. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, tomorrow maybe I'll be more calm down to talk about
Wow.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're all right. Take care of yourself. Be careful. That's all I got to say, you know. Be very careful.
Did you?
God bless you
too.
guys.
You too.
Wait, something happened. Tell us what happened. I can hear it in your voice.
Just lost my job, so my last one. So
Oh,
I really don't want to talk about it
I
today.
Is it because you've been? Does it have anything to do with Podbean getting on the air and?
No, it's not Podbean, but it's political. So
It's political. Okay.
doing the right thing is going wrong with me. But I don't want to talk about it today. Sorry, and I don't want to ruin the show too.
Well, it'll get better.
No, I'm sorry you're going through that, baby doll.
Yeah, it'll get better. You know, just like you were looking for a job when you got that one. That's the way my dad always told me, and he was right. You know, you'll find another job. It's tough, but
God hear you.
you'll find another job. My dad always said you were looking for a job when you found that last job. You know, and it's not the end of the world. So you'll find another job. That's the way I look at it. You know, you'll find another job, and they did you a favor.
Yes,
They did.
certainly.
Think of it as they did you a favor, and like the Chinese said, you know, it's never an ending; it's a new beginning. It's always a new beginning.
Yeah, God closed a door and opened a window, so
Right.
maybe something will happen just soon enough, or I'm gonna send some CVs. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm
Right.
gonna mute because I would.
All right. Okay. You take care, and just keep in touch. Let us know how you're doing.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that, honey.
That's too bad.
Hey, John Gill. How you doing? Oh, and Crucible. I'd love to get them up here. That's where I get my news from every day is John Gale.
Oh.
Do you know John Gale?
No.
Michael?
No, I don't.
He's another podcaster. Oh, he's a great podcaster. He can sing. He's a background in sound. I mean, he's done a lot. Very, very entertaining man.
No, he'd come on the show.
Very, very smart.
I'd like.
Oh, he's
Hey,
great.
come on the show. That'd be good. You know. Yeah, I feel bad about Marcos. What's going on? You know, he's had his. He's
I
been
do
robbed
too.
and his life threatened. Now he lost his job and
Mm-hmm.
so much political stuff going on over there in Brazil. And it's just a rough outfit over there. You know, a lot of organized crime and corruption there. And it's not good. I told him get the hell out of there, come to Canada or the United States, you know, and take a vacation. Well, he's got one now. I hope he's got a little money put away. You know, he probably needs a break away from all that stuff, you know, just to assess his life and assess what's going on, you know, because he's an investigative reporter and then he's a political science to boot, you know, and then he does podcasting and then he's been on my show, you know, here quite a bit. And I just...
He's got a lot of skills if he came to America. He especially speaking the two languages. He's also in the hospitality industry.
Right.
So finding a job for him probably wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, and he did really good on, remember when we were doing trivia that night, he knows our Constitution like very well. You know, he
Uh-huh.
knows his political
I know.
science. Such you do too.
Mm-hmm.
You did good too that night when we were doing trivia
Mm-hmm.
about the Constitution.
I love trivia.
Yeah, you guys both did very well on that night. So yeah, he was doing good.
Thank you.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, if John Gale wants to come on, what do you guys usually talk about? You and John Gale, you been on your show? You've been on his show, or?
Yeah, a couple times, but he's a one-man show usually, and towards the end he'll have a couple of guests up there, but he usually holds his own the whole show, like you. It's just very hard to do.
Yeah.
And, but he does a little bit of everything.
Right. Yeah, I remember when.
But I don't even watch the news anymore. I get it from John.
Cool.
So.
Well, me and that Mike Sudar, we were doing 4-hour shows in the beginning. I used to do 4. Now I'm doing 2 hours, but that's how I started out, 4-hour shows, and that was a lot. I don't know how the hell I did it, you know, but 2's plenty. But then when we get something like we were that one night, we were getting into some interesting stuff, then I'll do that other 2-hour show and do the 4-hour, you know, because we were all here and everybody's got something to say, and that's good show, you know. We're all contributing and we're all working together on the People's Podcast, you know, and that's what it's all about. So that's what I really liked, you know. So what do you want to hear? You want to hear a song, Shannon, or should I just pick something out of the air here? Or I can.
That sounds great. You got any blues or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. You have excellent taste in music.
Let's see here.
Your old classic rock is great.
Yeah. Let's.
Oh, I also wanted to teach you how to put pictures into the chats.
Oh, sure. I've never done that before. Oh, I didn't know you could
if anybody has a problem and you want to like send a document or something or whatever, take a screenshot of it. But it has to be if you're on your phone.
Okay.
Well, you can do it on your iPad, or I don't think you can do it on your laptop. But if you go to the listeners.
Okay, listeners.
Yeah, you go to listeners and you hit on somebody's profile pic. And then you go back like you're going to give them a message in the message bar. And then you'll see the little picture icon.
Oh, okay.
And you just hit that, and it should take you back to your photos, and you click a photo, hit done, and then wham, it'll come right in the chat.
Really? I never knew that. How'd you figure that one out? Just by experimentation or what?
It's new. Because it said, hey, you can. Yeah, it's new.
I never even knew that. So, but I go on it to listeners, like I'm going to send them a message, but it'll show up on everybody, or something like that, or. Yeah, that's cool.
Do you have an iPhone?
No, I'm an Android guy. I don't have an iPhone. I've always been a PC guy and an Android guy.
Yeah. Well, since I'm a designer, Mac is for graphics.
They had them. I had to use them in college where they had Macs. You know, we had to use them.
I love them.
A lot of people do.
I have Apple everything.
Yeah, that's how it was in college.
But did the picture symbol come up?
Huh? Well, I didn't look at it.
Did the picture symbol
You want me to look at it?
Oh, okay.
I can check it out.
Yeah, go ahead. Try it.
Okay, but I got a song now.
Put a picture
I'll go ahead and play a song, too.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty, here we go.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind. I said, Georgia, Georgia, a song of you. A song of seems as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in the peaceful dreams I see, the road leads back to you. I say, Georgia, oh, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see, the road leads back to you. Whoa, Georgia, Georgia. No peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. I say just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
Okay, there we go. Georgia's on my mind. So we got a song in. We got Shannon there. Shannon, I got it. I got a picture in there. That's all I had on this phone.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't have more pictures on this phone. Obama wanted me to be the next Dalai Lama, he said. When he was in office, the next Dalai would come from the U.S. referring to me. Oh, nice. Obama. Okay.
Eric, you're going to be the new Lama.
Yeah. I quote the Dalai Lama on the show here quite a bit. He's got some good stuff. He's interesting, the Dalai Lama. I read a lot of his quotes. So we got a lot of good things going on here. Things are happening. Interviews. Got one tomorrow, 10:30. I'm going to be in Minnesota giving an interview on the radio, and it'll go through half of North Dakota and the other half in Minnesota. So it should be a good interview. They don't know me there in Minnesota, so it should be a pretty straightforward interview. And I shouldn't get any harassment, so it should be pretty nice. What do we want to talk about, Shannon? You could be the topic guru. You like conspiracy theories and all the good stuff. I don't care. Maybe you can choose the topic.
I like it. Did you bring your trivia stuff or? I don't know.
I could find some. I didn't bring it. No, I'm just kind of shooting from the hip tonight a little bit. I can try to find some real quick. You know, maybe.
Where's Michael and that? I'd love to sock it to Jimmy the Weasel.
Yeah, really. Oh man, that guy is.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he hasn't been calling in lately. I don't know what these guys do. They'll call in though. They sneak in. He comes in under different names and stuff, you know.
Booba. Where did he get that name, Booba?
I don't know. He said that's his third stepbrother, and he's.
Is he wearing a dress in his picture?
Booba? He's a weirdo.
I don't know. I couldn't tell. At first I thought he was a woman. I wasn't sure. So, I mean, nothing that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying I couldn't tell.
Right.
I didn't know.
Exactly. I have no idea. Jeez.
He is definitely a interesting character.
Yeah, he starts out
Mark,
really nice. Well, here, I don't even know the answers. I got some political trivia, but I don't even know the answers here. Shall we all try to play it? Yeah, I'm related to Mark Ruffalo.
Well,
Our grandfathers were brothers. This guy, Will S., he must be a newspaper guy or something, because he's really into me. Or maybe it's a chick. I think Will S. might be a chick, because he's really paying attention to me.
Mark Ruffalo, the actor.
Yeah,
Mark Ruffalo?
that's our grandfathers were brothers. Yeah.
Oh, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
13
that's
going
cool.
on 30. He's a cop in Zodiac, born in 1967,
Yeah.
Kenosha, Wisconsin. Yeah, our grandfathers are
Wow.
brothers. Yeah.
Oh,
See,
wow.
my birth name is Ruffalo, Ruffalo. My name was changed to Steele, and so that's what I've been my whole life is Steele, but my birth name is Ruffalo. It's a long story, but
Wow.
anyway, Mark Ruffalo is my first cousin. Well, I don't know what he'd be. Our grandfathers are brothers, whatever the hell that would be. Cousins, I don't know what would be. We're related somehow, so we're cousins.
You'd be second
cousins? Okay. We're second cousins.
Yeah.
Our grandfathers are brothers, so yeah. And we played together when we were kids. Supposedly, at the birthday party, and I kind of remembered I was wanting to fight him. I started to fight with him. So. But I remember they
Oh, really?
they owned hair salons. They were, and his brother got killed, Scott got killed, and they had hair salons all over the country. They got, his brother Scott, he owned a hair salon, and they owned hair salons in Kansas City, Missouri years ago, the family. And they were barbers. And Scott got killed by a lady, his brother, a couple years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, she shot and killed him. It was terrible. So it's kind of messed up there, too. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, we got some trivia, and I don't know the answers, so we got to try to figure this out, how this works here. What political activist organized the famous March of the Mill Children from Philadelphia to President Theodore Roosevelt's summer home in 1903? Mary Harris Jones, Helen Keller, Emma Goldman, or Elizabeth Gurley Flynn?
I think Gurley Flynn. God, that's hard. I don't know. Can you repeat the answer?
Elizabeth Gurley Flynn, Emma Goldman, Helen Keller, Mary Harris Jones. And I don't even have the answers.
I know the answer.
Okay, what is it?
Did anybody get it in the chats?
No. Mary Harris Jones, Will S. said.
Yes, it's Mary Harris
Is it?
Jones.
Okay, did you just look it up on your phone?
He's right.
Did you just look it up on your phone? Oh, it is.
Did, yeah.
You looked it up on your phone? No cheating, people. It is. 1903, Mary Harris Jones organized the famous March of the Mill Children to demand an end of child labor. Mother Jones, as she came to be called, and several dozen children, some of them crippled by machinery in the textile mills, marched from Philadelphia to President Theodore Roosevelt's summer home on Long Island. She wrote, I went to Kensington, Pennsylvania, where 75,000 textile workers were on strike. Of this number, at least 10,000 were little children. The workers were striking for more pay and shorter hours. Every day, little children came into the union headquarters, some with their hands off, some with their thumbs missing, some with their fingers off at their knuckle. They were stooped little things, round-shouldered and skinny. I asked some of their parents if they would let me have their little boys and girls for a week or 10 days, promising to bring them back safe and sound. A few men and women went with me. One little fella had a drum and another had a fife. We carried banners that said, We want time to play. When the children reached Roosevelt's home, he refused to see them, well, that rotten bastard, but their march had drawn national attention to the problem of child labor. Wow. And Trump wants to make America great again? Geez, maybe he wants to bring back lynching and child labor back, I think. Yeah. America wasn't that great, people. We had child labor back in 1903. And Theodore Roosevelt, who's really honored in my state, North Dakota, he had child labor. Okay. What new economic program did China's Mao Zedong announce in 1958? The Workers' Awakening, the Great Leap Forward, the Enlightened Transformation, Trickle-Down Economics. Marco said 3, which would be the Enlightened Transformation. What do you say, Shannon? Will S. said the Great Leap Forward.
I don't know.
Will said the Great Leap Forward. Hu Shengqing was my great-grandfather. Pun Munfawu Wa said. You don't know? Okay, we're going to go with, we'll go with Marcos. Marcos said number 3, the Enlightened Transformation, I guess. Oh, now he's going with forward. The Great Leap Forward, Marcos. Okay, we're going to click it. Yep, it's the Great Leap Forward. In 1958, Mao Zedong, chairman of the Central Government Council of the newly established People's Republic of China, announced a new economic program aimed at quickly increasing industrial and agricultural production and revitalization all sectors of the ailing Chinese economy. Known as the Great Leap Forward, Mao's plan was intended to communize industry by, for instance, building thousands of backyard steel furnaces to replace large steel mills. The concept turned out to be completely unrealistic. More than 20 million people starved to death, and Mao was temporarily forced to turn control of the government over to Lao Shaoqiu and Deng Xiaoping. Okay, what political theorist wrote freedom of the press, freedom of association, the inviolability of domicile, and all the rest of the rights of man are respected so long as no one tries to use them against the privileged class. On the day they are launched against the privileged, they are overthrown. Karl Marx, Peter Kropotkin, Malcolm X, or Ralph Nader. I can read it.
Ralph Nader, the Green Party?
Yeah. Yeah, what political theorist wrote freedom of the press, freedom of the association, the inviolability of domicile, and all the rest of the rights of man are respected so long as no one tries to use them against the privileged class. On the day they are launched against the privileged, they are overthrown. Was it Karl Marx,
Well,
Peter
I know
Kropotkin, Malcolm X, or Ralph Nader? Will S. has got Marx.
it was not Nader.
I think I'm going to say Marx, too. It sounds like Marx. What do you think, Shannon?
I'll go with Marx, too.
Marcos says no. No? I don't know. We'll try Marx. Nope, it wasn't Marx.
Who's Malcolm X?
Okay, maybe it is Malcolm X. No, it's got to be Peter Kropotkin, I guess.
Okay.
Or
I
Nader.
know anybody but Nader.
It's Peter Kropotkin. He's one of Russia's foremost political thinkers and an advocate of what he called anarchist communism. He wrote freedom of the press, freedom of association, the inviolability of domicile, and all the rest of the rights of men are respected so long as no one tries to use them against the privileged class. The day they are launched against the privileged, they are overthrown, known as the anarchist prince. Kropotkin left behind many books and pamphlets on his political beliefs, the most prominent being The Conquest of Bread in Fields, Factories, and Workshops. Okay. Well, we're learning something. This is shit I didn't even know. Who ran for president of the United States with the campaign slogan, "A chicken in every pot and a car in every garage"? William McKinley, Woodrow Wilson, Herbert Hoover, or Calvin Coolidge? Will S. has got Hoover.
I think that was cool. I don't want to agree with him, but I think he's right.
Hoover.
I go with Hoover. I'll go with Hoover.
Hanum Fawa
Yeah.
has Coolidge. You want to go with Hoover? Herbert Hoover?
I'm going to go with Hoover.
It is Hoover, 1928. Hoover ran for president of the United States with the campaign slogan, "A chicken in every pot and a car in every garage." Hoover carried 58.2% of the vote, easily defeating Democrat candidate Alfred E. Smith. So there you go. According to a 2001 poll, who was the most popular politician in Serbia? Zoran Djindjic, Vojislav Kostunica, Mlađan Dinkić, or Goran Slavinovic. Will S. has got President Kostunica. Anybody?
I can't even pronounce this word, so I have no
And
clue.
then Marcos has got Goran Slavinovic. So you got Kostunica for Will Smith, and Marcos has got number 4. Well, we'll go with 4 and see if Marcos is right. He's usually pretty good. Nope, you're wrong, Marcos. We'll go with Will S. has got President Kostunica. And
Damn, he's doing good.
Will is right. Will S. is right. According to 2001 poll,
Damn.
Belgrade-based strategic marketing Yugoslav President Vojislav Kostunica was the most popular politician in Serbia with 72% positive rating. His closest rivals were Central Bank Governor Mlađan Dinkić. Jeez, I got something frog in my throat here. Federal Deputy Premier Mirojab Labus and Yugoslav Foreign Minister Goran Slavinovic. Okay. In 2003, as part of a Republican protest against France's opposition to the war in Iraq, I got to take some of my medicine here. What item was renamed in the U.S. House of Representatives cafeteria? Oh, this is easy. Nothing was renamed. Both were renamed. French toast or French fries?
French fries.
Yep, I remember that. They called them freedom fries, if I remember right.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's what it was. We're going to go with French fries. Nope, it wasn't French fries. No. Anybody, any other guesses? I thought they changed it to freedom fries. Huh. What do we want to say here? Do we want to say nothing? I'll say nothing was renamed in the kitchen. No, both were renamed. Yep, both were renamed. In 2003, part of a Republican protest against France's opposition to the war in Iraq, both French fries and French toast were renamed Freedom Fries and Freedom Toast in the U.S. House of Representatives.
Okay. So
we were right.
We were half right. We were half right.
Republican Representative Bob Nye, whose committee recommended the name changes, said the action was a small symbolic effort to show the strong displeasure of many on Capitol Hill with the actions of so-called ally France. Democrat Jose Serrano, New York, described the move as petty grandstanding and asked, should we ban French wine, Belgian waffles, or Russian dressing? If Mexico votes no, should Mexican restaurants also be banned, he said. So, yeah. Oh, okay. What U.S. president refused to use the telephone while in office? Herbert Hoover, Richard Nixon, Calvin Coolidge, or Warren G. Harding? Will S. says Coolidge. John Gale says not Nixon. Harding. Okay, we'll try Harding. Nope, wasn't Harding.
Did that Will guy get it again?
No, he got it wrong. Marcos says Hoover. Wasn't Hoover. It's down to Coolidge or Nixon, those two. Coolidge or Nixon? Probably Calvin Coolidge. Calvin Coolidge refused to use the telephone while he was president. A man of very few words once said, if you don't say anything, you won't be called on to repeat it. That's what he said. So he didn't say much. I don't know. Doesn't sound like a very fun guy. What country held its first democratic elections on January 30th, 2005? Serbia, Iraq, Afghanistan, or Tunisia? Will Smith said Iraq. That's what I think it is, Iraq. I remember that, 205. What do you guys think? I'm going to go with Iraq, too. John Gell said Iraq. You going to go with Iraq?
I'll go with Iraq.
Yep, it was Iraq on January 30th, 2005. Iraq held its first democratic elections. The clergy-backed United Iraqi Alliance gained 48% of the vote for the National Assembly, and the Kurdish Alliance took 26%. The Iraqi list, led by interim Prime Minister Ayad Alawi, a secular Shiite who advocated strong ties to the U.S., gained only 14% of the vote. What German political leader was known as the Iron Chancellor? Helmut Schmidt, Otto von Bismarck, Hermann Mueller, or Adolf Hitler? Will S. has got Bismarck. Marcos Paulo's got Bismarck. What do you think, Shannon?
I say Bismarck.
Okay, we'll go with Bismarck.
A Republican.
Otto Bismarck. Okay, and they're right. As Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Prussia, Otto von Bismarck managed to unite Germany through a series of short and successful wars. Under his leadership, Germany matured from a loose confederation of weak states to a unified and powerful empire. The first chancellor of the German Empire, he came to be known as the Iron Chancellor and considered one of the most important figures in German history. What U.S. president won the Nobel Peace Prize for his role as peacemaker in the Russo-Japanese War? Was it Grover Cleveland, Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, or Jimmy Carter? Will S. has got Teddy Roosevelt. Marco's got Teddy Roosevelt. Spicoli's here. They got Teddy. Everybody's going Teddy. What do you think?
It's Roosevelt.
Teddy, okay. Yep, during the Russo-Japanese War, U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt offered to serve as mediator. He summoned representatives of the warring countries to Portsmouth, New Hampshire in the summer of 1905 to discuss their differences. And the war came to a close shortly thereafter. A year later, in recognition of his role as peacemaker, Roosevelt was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. He was the first American to ever receive the prestigious award. So that's pretty cool, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Who ran for president with the campaign slogan, "Vote Yourself a Farm"? Abraham Lincoln, James Blaine, Grover Cleveland, or Thomas Jefferson? Anybody know this one? I don't know it. Who ran for president with the campaign slogan, "Vote Yourself a Farm"? Marcos.
I'm going to guess Lincoln.
Okay, we got one Lincoln. Marcos has Jefferson. Hey, take it easy, Spicoli. We'll see you later. You're going to go Lincoln? Okay, we'll check Lincoln out here. Then we're going to go to Jefferson. It is Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. You got it right. Good job, Shannon. Yeah. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln ran for president with the campaign slogan, "Vote Yourself a Farm," referring to the Republican Party promise to support legislation granting free homesteads to settlers of the western frontier. 4 years later, during the Civil War, He ran for re-election with the slogan, "Don't swap horses in the middle of the stream."
Yeah, don't change horses in the middle of the stream.
Right.
Yep.
How many U.S. presidents signed the Declaration of Independence? Was it 6, 0, 4, or 2?
Oh, God, let's see. I believe it was 6.
Class 1 Pro put 0. You won 6. Marcos put 2.
Oh, how many presidents? Is that what you said?
Yeah, how many U.S. presidents signed the Declaration of Independence? John Gale and Marcos got 2. Class 1 Probes got 0.
No, it wasn't 6. I'll go with 2.
Okay. And we'll hit 2.
I know Thomas Jefferson was one of them. John Adams was
That's
another
right.
one.
That's it. That's only them 2.
That's
only
it?
2.
Okay.
That's it. Adams and Jefferson were the only 2. Yeah, they weren't presidents at the time, but it just says only 2 future U.S.
Right.
presidents signed the Declaration of Independence. They were future.
And who made the
Yeah,
sign your John Hancock right here.
right. Right on. Who was the only U.S. president to also serve as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? William Howard Taft,
Oh.
Franklin Pierce, William McKinley, or Rutherford B. Hayes? Will S. has got Taft.
I'm going to go with...
Huh?
I'm going to go with Hayes.
Hayes? Okay, we got 1 for Hayes. We got 2 for Taft. 3 for Taft.
Well, everybody's Taft, so it's probably
Okay.
Taft.
All right, we'll go with Taft, I think. Taft, it is Taft. William Howard Taft never wanted to be president. He preferred law to politics and always aspired to serve on the Supreme Court. But his wife wanted to be First Lady, had other ambitions for him. After 4 uncomfortable years as president, Taft left the White House and became a professor of law at Yale. In 1920, Taft finally realized his true dream when President Harding made him Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, a position which he held until just before his death in 1930. Who was the U.S. president to be married in the White House? Chester A. Arthur, Grover Cleveland, Martin Van Buren, or Benjamin Harrison?
Oh, God.
Panmu Fawu's got Van Buren on here. And nope, but then he put, I don't know.
No. I have no idea.
Michael Key's got Cleveland, Grover Cleveland. That come to my mind too. I thought Cleveland.
I'll go with Cleveland.
That's what I thought too, but I don't know. It is Cleveland. It was Cleveland. That was my thought too.
That was a guess.
Yeah, that was my thought too. In June 1886, Grover Cleveland took 21-year-old Frances Folsom as his wife, making him the first president to be married in the White House. He was also the first president to have a child born in the White House. What U.S. president had a pet mockingbird named Dick?
Oh, that's funny. So he... Never mind.
Was it Millard Fillmore, Thomas Jefferson, Dwight Eisenhower, or Richard Nixon?
Sounds something like Nixon would do.
Uh-huh. Michael Key's got Jefferson.
But I think it was Jefferson. Yeah.
Jefferson. Anybody else here? Anybody else?
I say Jefferson.
Jefferson. Okay, we got a bunch of Jeffersons. It is Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson had a pet mockingbird named Dick, which he kept in the White House study. The bird often rode on Jefferson's shoulder and was trained to take small bites of food held between Jefferson's lips at mealtime. What U.S. president had a...
Gotta watch out with those. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I had a roommate once in Miami that had a parrot, And the only words that he would say was, pardon my French, fuck you.
Oh,
When the landlord would come in, he trained him to say that
oh,
when the
nice,
landlord came in.
nice, nice.
And he would run out of there.
Wow.
It was so funny.
I remember that one movie where the parrot fired the guy. You're fired. You're fired. Because
You're
he
fired.
fired him. What U.S. president had a nervous breakdown at the age of 24 and spent time in a sanitarium? Was it Warren G. Harding, Harry Truman, Zachary Taylor, or John Taylor?
Ooh. I have no idea.
Okay, Punmu Fawu has Truman.
This would be a complete guess.
UOW. Somebody's got UOW. I don't know. Marcos has UOW. I don't know. Half our presidents are psycho, according to Michael Key.
Michael Key.
Ah,
Well, it takes an incredible ego to run for president,
yeah.
and they wonder why presidents always have some kind of sexual scandal, because with that kind of ego, you have that kind of libido, too.
right.
So they kind of go hand in hand.
We'll try Truman. One guy said Truman here, so we'll see if it is Truman. Not Truman. Not Truman. Let's say I thought John Taylor. I don't know why, but I'm probably wrong. Not John Taylor. Let's try Warren Harding. It is Warren Harding. Warren G. Harding. In 1889, at the age of 24, Warren G. Harding had a nervous breakdown and spent several weeks in a sanitarium. I'll be darned.
Wow.
I never knew that. I did not know that. Yeah.
From the nut house to the White
Wow.
House.
Well, I told everybody you got to be nuts to run for Senate. That's a prerequisite. I've been saying that to everybody I know, even on the show, because you're not going to get half the shit you think you're going to get done in the White House, because they're going to block all your bills. Anytime you get a good idea, they're going to try to block you, you know. You just got to fight like hell to get something done, you know. You got to fight.
I could see you filibustering.
Oh, you got to filibuster.
I could see you on the floor.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
it's all about persuading them. You know, it's persuasion. You got to say, hey, my idea is better than your idea. It's better, you dumb asshole. And yeah, what are you doing to us? You got to fight. You got to fight. Who was the U.S. president to be born? Who was the first U.S. president to be born an American citizen? John Quincy Adams, William Henry Harrison, Andrew Jackson, or Martin Van Buren? Somebody's got Adams. Michael Keefe has Adams, John Quincy Adams. He's for sure on that one. He's probably right.
Yeah, Michael Key's a smart guy.
Woody Bush entered. The first Adams. He would say Adams. Okay, we'll go with John Quincy. I think he's right, because his dad was here. Let's go with John Quincy. No, it ain't.
Oh, really?
No.
Wow.
No. Who could it be now? Is it William Henry Harrison, Andrew Jackson, or Martin Van Buren?
Andrew Jackson.
Okay, we'll try that. Nope.
Oh, Van Buren with that name?
I thought it was Martin Van Buren. That's who I thought, the German guy. Let's see. It is Martin Van Buren. I would have been right.
Damn.
Yeah, unlike the 7 men who preceded him in the White House, Martin Van Buren, born in Kinderhook, New York in 1782, was the first president to be born a citizen of the United States and not a British subject. Martin Van Buren. That's what I thought, too. I was going to say that.
That was a kind of a trick question.
I was going to say that. I had a feeling it was Van Buren. I really did. I should have said it. Yeah, I really thought it was him. But now we know it's the guy with the German name. Yeah.
Von Buren.
Von Buren, yeah. Walt Whitman's poem, "O Captain, My Captain," was written about which president? Ulysses S. Grant, Abraham Lincoln, Zachary Taylor, or George Washington? The poem was Walt Whitman's poem, "O Captain, My Captain."
And I know it was like about Lincoln's death.
Oh, you'd say Lincoln? Keys got Grant.
I say Lincoln.
Okay, we
I say
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Okay, we'll start out with Lincoln then. Michael Keys got Grant. It is Lincoln. Good job. Shannon's got it. "O Captain, My Captain" was written in 1865 in response to the death of Abraham Lincoln. It was the only one of Whitman's poems to appear in anthologies during his lifetime. How many presidents have died on the 4th of July? I'm going to say 2, and I know this one. This is easy. 2. Okay.
I have no clue.
And I don't have
the
the answer in front of me, but it's 2. Anybody else want to say the answers are 3, 1, 0, or 2? I know this. I don't have the answers, but I'm going to say 2.
I have no idea.
Michael Keys says 3. Anybody else? Okay, we'll start out with 3.
I say 1. I'll go with you.
Okay, you want to go with 2? I'm going to say 2. Oh, it is 3. Son of a gun. Michael Key got it.
It's 3. Wow.
John Adams and Thomas Jefferson died within hours of each other on the July 4th, 1826. And James Monroe died on July 4th, 1831. That's what screwed me up. I knew about Adams and Jefferson. I forgot about Monroe. Well, now I know Monroe was in there. They were all July 4th people. Shit. Who was the first president to have a state car custom built to Secret Service standards? Was it Lyndon Baines Johnson, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Harry Truman, or John F. Kennedy?
I'll go with Kennedy.
Kennedy, okay. Keys got Johnson. Anybody else? Kennedy, yeah, because Kennedy was assassinated. That's what I would think. Paolo went Johnson.
I still think it was Kennedy.
Okay, we're going to hit Kennedy.
He had that car custom made, though.
With the suicide doors.
Yeah,
my friend has a car like that in Fargo. And we used to drive around in parades in it.
He wasn't a convertible, honey, but it still had suicide doors on it.
Exactly. Well, my friend's got a convertible with suicide doors like that car, kind of like it that same year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to hit the button.
I still think.
Nope, it's not Kennedy.
Damn!
Kennedy was a low rider. Okay, we're going to hit Johnson.
A low rider.
No, it wasn't Johnson. Wasn't Kennedy.
Damn.
You know who it was? I bet it's Roosevelt because he had polio, I bet you. I bet you we're all wrong. I'm going to say Roosevelt. It is Roosevelt. President rode in stock unmodified cars until President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's administration had a state car custom built with armor plating for the doors, bulletproof tires, inch-thick windows, and storage compartments for pistols and submachine guns, initially called Old 99, in reference to a number on its first license plate. It was later nicknamed the Sunshine Special. Oh, okay, it was Roosevelt. Franklin Delano Roosevelt had a badass car called Old 99. I didn't even know that. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Oh.
Unbelievable. Can you believe that? Okay, who did Fania Kaplan attempt to assassinate on August 30th, 1918? Was it Adolf Hitler, Vladimir Lenin, Leon Trotsky, or Huey Long? Michael Keys got Lenin. Anybody else? Fania Kaplan. Who did Fania Kaplan attempt to assassinate in 1918? Trotsky.
I have no clue.
Well, wait, Michael Key changed it to Trotsky. Well, we can go with Leon Trotsky. Not Trotsky. 1918. I want to say Huey P. Long got killed. I think he had a couple assassination attempts on him. I'm going to say Huey Long. Nope, not Long. Wasn't Trotsky. It'd be Vladimir Lenin or Hitler. Hitler? Okay. Nope, it was
Hitler.
Lenin. On August 30th, 1918, political revolutionary Fanya Kaplan attempted to assassinate Vladimir Lenin, who was speaking at a factory in Moscow. She fired 3 shots, one which punctured Lenin's left lung. Although doctors were unable to remove the bullets, Lenin survived. Kaplan was executed September 3rd, 1918. Who assassinated U.S. President James Garfield? Charles Guiteau, Gavrilo Princip, Alejandro Malev, or Vlad Tepes?
Can you... God. That's a hard one.
Yeah. The Spanish name Michael Key put.
I'll guess. I'll guess Guiteau.
Okay, Guiteau. Michael Key says Alejandro Malev, and you got Guiteau. Okay, we'll go with Charles Guiteau. It is Charles J. Guiteau. Apparently,
that was a complete guess.
Good guess. On July 2nd, 1881, Charles Guiteau, apparently angry at being passed over as the United States consulate in Paris, shot President James A. Garfield. Although a bullet struck Garfield lodging in his back, he did not die right away. However, because of incompetent medical care, he became increasingly ill over a period of several months, and it eventually died from complications on September 19, 1881. Guiteau was found guilty of assassination and sentenced to death. He was hanged on June 30th, 1882. How was the assassination of Henry IV of France dealt with? Was he exiled, drowned in the river Seine, pulled apart by 4 horses, rewarded with a small fortune?
I don't know.
Anybody? The assassination of Henry IV of France, how was he dealt with? Was he exiled, drowned in the river Seine, pulled apart by 4 horses, or rewarded with a small fortune? Henry IV of France.
Rewarded with a small fortune.
Yeah, that's kind of, could be. Marcos Paulo says he was exiled. Okay.
It's probably exile.
Okay, well.
But I'm going to say fortune.
Fortune, okay. Not exiled. Okay, we'll go with fortune. Not a fortune.
Pulled apart by horses.
Oh, okay,
Damn.
okay. That's it. Francois Ravale, who stabbed Henry IV of France to death on May 14, 1610, was immediately taken into custody and transferred to the Hotel de Retz for safekeeping on May 27th. After 2 weeks of repeated torture, he was taken to the Place de Grève and pulled apart by 4 horses. His parents were exiled, and the remaining members of the family were ordered never again to use the name Ravalik. Ravalik, that was his real name. Francos Ravalik. Yeah. How did the lone assassin George Elsner attempt to assassinate Adolf Hitler in 1939? With a butcher knife, with a time bomb, with a pistol, or with his mind?
I think what they do in those experiments back, I'm going to say what he tried with his mind.
Okay, Marcos Paulo and Michael Key got with a bomb, a time bomb. And you're going to say with his mind? Okay.
Yeah, he was stupid enough probably to think he could do that.
Okay. Nope, not with his mind.
It just sounded really
Oh, they
good.
got it with the time bomb was correct. On November 8th, 1939, Swiss clockmaker George Elsner attempted to assassinate Adolf Hitler at Munich's Brockkeller Hall with a time bog prompted, however, either by knowledge of the plot or by his legendary sixth sense. Hitler left the building 7 minutes before the bomb exploded. Elser was arrested by border police 100 yards from the Swiss-German border and spent the next 6.5 years in a concentration camp. He was executed by SS only 2 weeks before VE Day. The show's going to end, everybody. Thanks for participating. And Marco says it's Magnolia Operation, the History Channel. Just be lying. That's what Pun Fa Wa says. Thanks, everybody, for coming and playing trivia and hanging out today. It was fun. We can do this again some other night. I'll be back Monday through Sunday. I'll be back tomorrow night between like 8 and 9 o'clock Central. And thanks again for coming here. It's been fun. It's been real. Thanks you for joining me at the Michael J. Steele Percentage Show. And if you guys want to, you can check me out tomorrow. I'll be on the radio somewhere in the world. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of interviews lately, Shannon. Oh, man. Oh, and you want me to send you some things to I'll send you some stuff if I can. I'll try to get you some stuff there. I got so much stuff I've acquired.
Yeah, I just kind of want to know what you like, and that way I won't veer off too much from that.
Yeah, I'll send you some stuff. Well, thanks again, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you.